Hi, everyone. We are going to do our suicide prevention awareness lesson today. So, after this lesson, you will be able to say the following statements. I can define and understand mental health and wellness. I know what mental health stigma is and how to break the cycle of negative assumptions. I know what a trusted adult is, and I can identify one at school and at home. I can identify ways to check in on friends. I can identify warning signs of suicide risk or declining mental health. I know how to get help for myself, a friend, or a loved one. So, if you're doing this with your class, there are some group norms. Some of these can include listening to others' perspective, maintaining confidentiality. If you guys are sharing, there's a right to pass, and respecting other people's differences. So, what is mental health wellness? Our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. Mental health is just as important as our physical health. So, what does good mental health look like? It starts with good sleeping patterns, physical exercise, the ability to manage emotions, having supportive environments. It might include being involved in athletics and activities, having healthy coping mechanisms, and limiting social media. What can you do when things get tough? So, what are some positive coping skills? So, these are just examples. Okay. First, you do you. Find creative outlets that you enjoy. This could include listening to music, drawing, writing, dancing, any of those things. Another strategy is to get up, get out, and move. Being physically active has huge positive impact on our mental health. And it is a bonus if you are able to go outside. Communicate openly and often with trusted peers and adults. Some more positive coping skills include having positive friendships, emphasis on the word positive. We all need them. Find friends that you can connect with that encourage you and lift you up. Get involved in groups at school or in the community to meet friends that share the same interest. Commit to a time to unplug every night. That means unplugging your phone from social media, the news, all of it. Silence those notifications. So there are some protective factors, some things that help prevent problems. So if you have effective physical and mental health care, you have connection to a trusted adult or mentor, you're able to talk with family about your feelings, feeling understood and accepted, accepted and supported in your identity by your family, peers, and school, live in a supportive, safe, and stable environment, having healthy coping skills, problem-solving skills, and the ability to adapt to change, having a willingness to access support and help, a sense of purpose or meaning in life. So I want you to take a minute and just think about these questions on the screen. So, how does speaking out on mental health help others? What keeps people from asking for help? How does putting your mental health first impact other parts of your life? And last, I want you to think about how can language help break the stigma around mental health? Okay, we're going to watch this video.
When you're feeling those moments of just being completely overwhelmed, I was like, oh, wait, I actually should just ask for help?
I would say, first of all, it's okay to ask for help. I think that one of the things that I really struggled with was not feeling like I had permission to ask for help.
Like going to get help. And I know that that sounds simple, but for me, I was stuck in the paralysis of, okay, what will people think? Who can I talk to?
Sure.
That's a a trusted adult, a trusted person. I wasn't using those resources because my brain was just in a constant loop of, okay, what will my parents think? Mental health is, it was such a stigma
Yeah.
in my family. But nowadays at the school level, there are so many mental health professionals who are available.
How strong is it for someone to come to you and say, I'm struggling, or this has happened to me and I need to talk about it? I feel like we're so used to bottling things up and it feels really difficult. That doesn't even take a fraction of the strength that we need to actually ask for help sometimes.
My words verbally are not getting through. I wrote a letter to my mother. I said, I need help. And I put it under her door. And then about 10 minutes later, she came into my room. She's like, I hear you. I understand.